Hi there, all my YouTubers and subscribers. Welcome back to Beauty Health, also known as Gabrielle. Today, with this video, I'm going to be jump starting my back to school video. So this is actually going to be posted on August 1st. Well, the next whatever first day in August that is my uploading schedule. But I just wanted to get on camera and just be really personal, face to face, which is why I look like this, barely any makeup on, have eyebrows, mascara, and some gloss. That's it. Hair comb. That's it. And I just really wanted to be face to face, hence is why I am recording in a different room. This room has all my college dorm room stuff in it, which I will have a college hall, whatever. So you could say I'm just waiting on a couple of things. So yeah, I just thought, I film this on my phone and get very personal, because I feel like it's more personal when I film on my phone vice versa filming on my big camera, on my DSLR camera. So yeah, that's what we're doing. So in today's video, I'm going to be giving you senior advice. So I thought, why not do that, especially since I already made a rant video about how much I hated senior year. And personally, I hated senior year for a different reason. So yeah, if you have not seen that video, I will have it linked up there so you can watch it. But I have my computer right here that has my notes on it to tell me everything that I have marked out and planned. So before we hop into this video, don't forget to follow me on my social medias. My Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter are always going to be linked. My Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter is always going to be linked down below in the description bar. And if you haven't already, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up to start your back to school videos. And if you want any back to school videos that you want me to film that I probably haven't thought of, don't forget to leave them down below in the comments box, because I would definitely try to film them, especially if I really like the ideas that you give. And sometimes y'all can be more creative than me. And also don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you want to join our family, because I love every single one of you to the moon and back. And if you are subscribed today, don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you be notified every time I post a new video, because I upload every Sunday and Wednesday. And that's pretty much all I have to say. Let's just hop right into the video. So let's start off with my first tip, which is to start applying to colleges August 1st. So if you don't know, all college portals open up on August 1st so you can start applying for colleges. So I would say use these colleges to apply to the college, your number one college, and then all your safety schools. And I will always say apply early action. This early action is where you get you would get notified if you got in before other people, but it's not a binding contract, because I know there's early action 1 and 2, and I don't know how to explain it, but apply early action because you would know in advance if you got into the school, instead of waiting all the way until April or March when most schools like to let the regular admitted students, enrolled students, know that hey, you got in, or if you didn't get in. And this way it's easier if you do early action as well, because then you would know if you've been waitlisted or deferred for college. And that's also really, really nice. But August 1st, because most people do not start putting in college applications August 1st, so August 1st, the competition is really low for those schools. And if you know you don't have that SAT score or that GPA, when you apply earlier before everybody else is applying when school starts, then you will look more better on paper than you would do with everybody else who's November and you're going to apply to the school. You see what I'm saying? So go ahead and just start applying for schools on August 1st. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that one. The second one is to keep a resume on file and always make sure your resume is always updated. So a lot of college applications, scholarships, and things like that is gonna ask for a resume, or you can have the option to add a resume. And I would definitely say take the colleges or scholarships people up on that offer of adding a resume, even if it's optional, because that resume can make or break your application. And you might have something on that resume that somebody else don't have, or another person didn't put a resume, and it might make you stand out as a applicant. So definitely do that, and constantly update your resume. I would say constantly update your resume at least about two to three times in a month, because you're in a time where you're applying for colleges. And need letter of recommendations and things like that. And for teachers or other peers to write you letter of recommendations, they usually go off whatever is on your resume. So you want to make sure your resume is very updated and up to date and actually reflects you on paper, because your resume is basically everything that you acquired in your 18 years of high school into one thing that can make or break your college application, and it can make or break how a teacher will write your letter of recommendation depending on what you have on your resume and what you don't have on your resume. And if you guys would like for me to film a video on how to make a resume, then I would definitely do that. I think that's a really good video idea if you guys don't know how to write a resume or don't even know how to do a resume, or is it too complicated, or you don't know what to put on your resume. I've used the same resume that my mom made for me when I was trying to apply to a federal job, so I've been using that same resume. So you can use one resume and keep the same thing, but just keep it updated. And you know, sometimes you have to tweak it if you need a business resume, or is it for school, so things like that. So I would definitely do that. Keep a resume on file and update it. The third one that I have is to write an outline of a personal statement. So when it comes to personal statements, 9 times out of 10, they're usually like the same outline of it, or acts like the same thing for you to write for a personal statement. So I would look at some generic personal statements and then write that to it. And then for like each college application or scholarship, you could just tweak it to fit the prompt that they want you to write, because 9 times out of 10 is usually the same generic prompt. So you can save a lot of time if you just go ahead and write an outline of a personal statement that you can use for more than one application, vice versa, and then constantly writing each personal statement out for all these different scholarships or college applications. It would save you a lot more time, and it would keep a lot of stress off your plate senior year, because then you won't feel like you have so much to do. So I would definitely do that. I learned that tip through Avid, because we had to do these college crates, which actually helped us really a lot for senior year. At least it did for me, because I found it very beneficial. So yeah, I still have my college crate. I can do a video on that to show you what's everything in my college crate from top to bottom, and how I use that to get me into college for the college that I'm going to. So yeah, I would definitely say to definitely do an outline of a personal statement, and to keep that on file as well. So I would get like a little flash drive and use that only for college stuff and scholarships, and that way you can never lose it, because it has everything you need in one space. So the fourth one is to find reliable teachers or peer mentors to write your letter of recommendation. Some colleges ask for letter of recommendations, some colleges don't. Some colleges recommend them, and some colleges don't, and they make them optional. But I would say definitely take the colleges or scholarships applications up on the letter of recommendations, because it might take that teacher who writes an amazing recommendation for you to get that little $500 that you need, or to get you into that college that you need. So I would definitely say find a reliable teacher and give them time to write your letter of recommendation. Find a teacher who you know that you like wasn't bad in their class, did good, did the homework, because you don't want to ask a teacher who you slept in their class, would never do the work, they constantly put you out. Why would you ask that kind of teacher to write your letter of recommendation? Because then when they write your letter of recommendation, it can have more of a negative connotation than positive, and you want these to be like positive. Like, the letter of recommendations are like your Yelp reviews, okay? Like, these are your Yelp reviews. You want to have 5-star quality. No college wants a 1-star quality. They want the full package. They want the 5-star quality. So find teachers who's going to give you that 5-star quality Yelp review to get into that college, because it can really make or break you if you do not have a good teacher to write your letter of recommendation. And when you ask a teacher to write your letter of recommendation, you want to give them a resume on file to write to base the letter of recommendation off, and then you want to give a teacher about a week and a half to 2 weeks to write the letter of recommendation, because it does take time, and usually teachers are getting slammed with letter of recommendations. So I would take the time to find a reliable teacher, you know, get in contact with them even before school starts and be like, hey, da 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 da, you know, write them a nice little formal email so that way they know that they need to write your letter of recommendation and where they need to send it to. And yeah. So the next one is, if you don't have a job or some sort of income, you should definitely hop on the bandwagon ASAP, ASAP no Rocky. I'm being so serious because senior year is freaking expensive, and you wouldn't think it'd be as expensive, but it's just like the little things they make senior year so expensive. Okay, I'm telling you, if you don't have money or you don't have a job, you need to find yourself ASAP because it's so freaking expensive, down even to the senior shirts. Like our senior shirts was like $15 and that was expensive. Our homecoming shirts for senior year, they were like $20. And then it's like little stuff that adds up that makes senior year so expensive. I mean, because people know they're going to spend money on prom and things like that and graduation. But it's little stuff like senior dues and stuff that you might have to pay. And it's like, if you lose a book or something, you might have to pay textbook stuff. Like the little stuff really adds up. So I would say really get a job or find some source of income to pay your way through senior year, because there's a lot of little things that you're going to want to be paying for. And a lot of people tend to put in this money because like, oh, it's like there's my last year of high school. It's like I might as well do it. It's my senior year. So I would definitely say get you a job, sis, because, or bro, because you're going to need it. I'm being so serious. Like you're really going to need money, because I didn't think I was going to be pouring out much money into senior year, but I did. Like for prom, I put in a lot of money. The only thing I didn't buy for prom was my dress and my shoes. Other than that, I did everything. Hair, makeup, nails, all of that I paid for. My parents did not pay for it. So definitely get you a job because it gets expensive. Another one is to stay on top of your grades. This is really important for senior year, that you need to stay on top of your grades. And senior year does not mean slack off. You know, people say junior year is your most hardest year of high school, but also senior year is just as important as junior year, because junior year make or break what colleges you might get into, but senior year really defines if you're going to get into that college or not. And I'm being dead serious. Like if you think that you can just chill and and play around your senior year, even though you think you got into your school already, a college can take away their acceptance. Like if you are not keeping your grades up, a college can say, well, you don't have the grades that we need for this college, and they can take away their acceptance letter from you, and they can say, we no longer want you to attend this university or college. So keep your grades up. I'm being dead serious. I've seen it happen to some people where they were slipping on their grades and their colleges was about to say, yeah, if you don't get it together, we can't offer you a spot. Oh my god, that's a big wasp. We can't offer you a spot here at this university if you don't keep it up, because baby, we don't play when it comes to them academics, period. So definitely keep your grades up. I'm definitely telling you it's going to be worth it, and that everything you're doing senior year is definitely for a purpose, and your grades are really a big part, because most colleges ask for transcripts when you apply to colleges, and then they want to then they also ask for final grades at the end. So if they see that you went from having an A to this class all the way to a D, they just like, oh, this person was slacking, so we're not gonna take them here anymore. Because just because it's the end doesn't mean you get the slack. You know, because it's the end, you need to finish stronger, because it's gonna make you look good. That just means like when you make your schedule for senior year, it don't mean go from taking 3 AP classes to taking no honors and just regular classes, because it makes you look like you're lazy and that you don't want to do the work. So keep your grades up. It's gonna be worth it. Okay, so my next tip is to file for FAFSA even if your parents make so much money that you won't even get money from the government. Because that was my predicament. I'm like, I'm not filing for FAFSA because I'm not getting no money. And I really didn't get any money. They gave me like $5 grand, and I'm not taking out any loans because we don't know what debt is. Like, what is debt, honestly. But anyway, file for FAFSA even if you think your parents make too much money. You should definitely file for FAFSA, and I'm glad that I ended up filing for FAFSA, because for the school I'm going to, I'm considered financial needs based, even though I'm really not financial needs based. Vice versa, when I was applying to other schools, my parents were making too much money that I wasn't considered financial needs based. So it goes off base for every school. Every school is different. Every school cutoff is different. So file for FAFSA, because you might be financial needs based for one school and you might not be for another, and it might benefit you in the long run like it did me. And I was being stubborn. I waited till last minute to do mine, and I ended up getting a lot more money from my school, because to them, compared to other people who apply there, my parents don't make as much as their parents or whoever is supporting them. So therefore, I'm considered financial needs based. Therefore, I'm getting more money from the campus or institution that I'm going to. So file for that FAFSA. I'm telling you, it might be worth it. You might get something out of it, and it doesn't hurt to just do it. I mean, even if you don't get anything, it's better to know to not to know. The next one is to figure out if you're taking any AP tests, because AP tests are not cheap. They're really expensive. They're like $96 to take if you don't get free or reduced lunch from school. Then you pay that full price on $96. So you definitely need to figure out if you're taking AP tests, because if you are taking AP tests, you need to figure out what scores you need to get for what schools you're applying for. If you take a 3, would you get the credit? If you get a 2, can you get the credit? You know, things like that. Those are questions that you need to figure out if that's going to be beneficial for you in your campus. So I would definitely say if you are taking AP classes, you need to figure out, one, for whatever school you're going to, what scores do they take? Do you think you can get that score? How many AP classes do you take, and are you going to take their test? And the fifth one I would definitely say is to figure out how much money you have to spend on taking the AP test, because some people can take them for free, and they would take them just for that simple fact, and some people would not take the test just because they have to pay the $94 and they just don't have that kind of money. So you need to figure out if you take an AP test, because if you do, you need to send those scores to college. You need to send those scores to your school. So what scores you got and stuff, because AP test scores don't come out until July, and usually by then, you know, during the summers, you're having freshman orientation, or in NOSO, it's called NSO, usually new student orientation for your schools. I'm so sorry, I'm like really parched. I'm talking so much, but you need to figure out if your score is going to count towards that class, and that if you get the credits, and then for when you make your schedule, or when you making your schedule with your advisor, that they can put you in the right classes that you need, and therefore that you're really getting your money out of it, because you don't want to waste money on classes that you don't need, because now you're going to school with, like, your classes are money, and you're not going to school for free anymore, now unless you're like on some kind of like academic scholarship or anything. If so, kudos to you, and you know, finesse the school, finesse the system, baby. I'm not even mad at you. But you just need to think about things like that, because those are things that people don't think about. So, okay. Attend college fairs. Even if you're a senior, attend the college fairs. It's still going to be beneficial for you. I still attended college fairs when I was a senior. I would definitely still do it, because you can meet other colleges that you didn't see before at other college fairs. And some of these college fairs, they offer applying to their colleges without paying the money to file for the application. What is it called? Like, okay, so for example, Hampton University, which is here in Hampton, Virginia, it costs $50 to send in your application. And so it's a $50 fee application. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. It's a $50 fee application. So if you were to do it on your own, you would have to pay the $50. But if Hampton was at the college fair that you went to, and it's like, hey, are you a senior? And you're like, yeah. And they'd be like, okay, do you think this campus would suit you? And you'd be like, yeah, I think so. Then they'd be like, okay, here, you can fill out the application to apply here at Hampton University with no charge of paying the $50 fee waiver. There we go. Like, some colleges did that. Actually, at the college fair I went to, Liberty University actually did that. So I'm telling you, it's going to be worth it. Go to those college fairs. Even find new information about other colleges that you might feel like interest you, or find some more safety schools. If you don't know what safety schools are, safety schools are schools that you apply to that you know you're going to get in without a doubt. So you might find some more of those. and vice versa. So attend the college fairs because you might have to you might get the chance to apply for colleges, and this way you get to talk with some of the admission team. And usually when you do college fair, it's the admission team people who comes to the college fair to recruit people to come to their college or recruit them to come visit and things like that. So then that way they have more people invested and wanted to attend their college or university. So you should definitely do that, because if they start to remember you and your name and you stay in contact with them, it can benefit you in the long run. And I actually have a story about that, but we'll talk about that later. So definitely attend college fairs. On site of college fairs, attend on-site admissions. Do it! I attended some awesome on-site admissions for my school, since my school has AVID. We always had colleges coming at least once or twice a week, and like the first semester of school, so like all the way up to December, we always had colleges coming, and they always did on-site admissions. They always came to talk with us, so all we had to do was get a pass and our agenda from guidance, and we go down there and do college on-site admissions. So I would definitely say if they're coming to your city or town, definitely schedule time off to go to those on-site admissions, because it can be very beneficial with you. Once again, these on-site admissions is also hosted by the colleges and their their admissions team. So their admissions team are the people that you end up usually speaking with. I actually went to one of on-site admissions. I went for the University of Mary Washington, which I believe is in Fredericksburg, Virginia, and they came all the way out here. It was scheduled in Norfolk, so I just decided to drive down to Norfolk, and I went and I did the on-site admissions, and I got in. So like, it's better to do that, because it's like having a little interview. You actually get to talk with them, and you can actually see them, and they can see you, who you are, vice versa, than just seeing you on paper. It's 10 times more beneficial. I am really telling you guys, like, it's really beneficial to go to those on-site admissions, because I mean, you know that saying that a picture is worth 1,000 words? Like, it's like a picture, but you in video form. Like, you are worth 1,000 words, but on paper, on paper it's black and white, but in person it's colorful. So in person, on your on-site admissions, you look colorful. Who wants black and white when you can have color? Honestly. So attend those on-site admissions. Okay, so my next one is to narrow down your list of schools. I'm actually going to have another video coming out on how to find the college or university that's fit for you, and how to find your dream school, or how to find a university that's for you. So stay on the lookout for that. But a little bit into that, when I say narrow down your schools, is you want to apply to whatever schools you want. You can apply to as many schools as you want. There is no limit. But do not settle down on only applying to one school because that's your dream school. Because if you don't get in, what are you going to do? Because you didn't apply to any other schools. So apply to more than one schools. I would say you should have at least get 10 schools, and out of those 10 schools, one should be your dream school, and then you have 9 left. And out of those 9, at least 5 to 6 of them should be your safety schools. Safety schools are your backup option. They're your go-to plan, just in case if you don't get into that school that you wanted to get into, like me. But since I applied to the whole bunch of safety schools, I knew that I would be okay if I didn't get into my school, because I had other safety schools, schools that I actually love to the heavens of the gods, that I actually love, so that if I did not end up where I wanted to be, I knew I could end up at a place that I could still call home. So yeah, and then you want to apply to those schools that are kind of a stretch, like you don't have as necessarily the GPA or the test scores, but you want to apply just to see if you can get in or not. Like I did that, so I applied to Loyola Marymount University, which is in Los Angeles, California, and I actually got in. I did not have the test scores. Like, guys, I did not have the test scores, and I still managed to get into Loyola Marymount University all the way in California. Even though I was waitlisted, I still got in. Like, being waitlisted isn't a bad thing. Even though it's a school that I don't even plan on going to, I applied because a YouTuber, Love and Leah X, she actually goes there. And about 2 years ago, I seen it, her posting about it. I'm like, oh my God, the school seems so fun, like a nice atmosphere. So I'm like, I'm gonna apply just to apply, see if I can get in. Maybe I can meet love from the ex. That was my whole reason for applying, and I still managed to get in, even though I was waitlisted. But then they sent me an email saying I got in, we made room for you. So it all works out. Narrow down those schools, because you need to find out safety schools, because if you don't have any safety schools, it can backfire to you. I know some people in my class who only applied to 3 schools, and they just like, that's it. Couldn't be me. I applied to over 30 plus schools, baby. I applied to over 30 plus schools. I was not playing for none of it. I applied to every single school that I applied to. So go ahead and do it, even if you don't have the SAT scores or the ACT scores or the GPA. Apply to the schools, because it's better to be safe than sorry. Oh, the next one is to visit more colleges. Even though this is your senior year, you can still visit colleges, because sometimes you can go online to the websites and do the online tours, but it's better to go in person, especially if you stay close to the campus, or maybe take a weekend off to go visit a campus, especially if it's one of your safety schools or your #1 school, your dream school. You should definitely take the time out of your day to go view and enjoy the campus, because you can get an on-site. And once again, visiting, some campuses allow for visiting credit, so if you do decide to go there, they will give you money just for visiting their campus. My school did that. They gave me $1,000, so they ended up splitting it, so $500 for spring, $500 for fall. In total, they gave me $1,000 just as a visiting credit for visiting their school. So it can benefit you. Just because it's your senior year don't mean like you can stop visiting college. Just go visit them, because you get your name out there. They can remember your name. They be like, oh yeah, this person came and visited, we must be on their list. Because if you take your time out of your day to go visit a college, colleges really appreciate that, and they tend to remember your name more if you go visit colleges, because then when you visit, they can have a face and they can match your name to a face. And that way, if they're pulling applications and going through applications and your name comes through and they can remember your face, they might put you in the pile like, we want this student, we want them. So visit colleges. Apply for scholarships. Apply for scholarships. Scholarships is basically applications that you fill out where big corporations or like ministries or people in your town give away money to those applicants. And it's usually big corporations that have lots and lots of money, like Coca-Cola does one, Burger King, Taco Bell, and sometimes even where you work with, they might even do college scholarships. So I would definitely look into that. Apply for scholarships, because this is free money that you don't have, that doesn't have to come out your or your parents' pockets. Like, I just cannot speak because I'm talking so much. But definitely apply for scholarships. I applied for scholarships and I got denied for every last scholarship. But it's okay, because it doesn't hurt to apply for scholarships, because it's free money. It's just free money that I didn't get, but somebody else who probably in greater need of me got the money. So it is what it is. You know, you don't get accepted to every single scholarship. You don't get the money for every single scholarship. But it doesn't hurt to try when there's so much free money out there that you can use. Like, for real, like, you might be short $5,000 and a scholarship might be out there for $5,000 that you need, and you can get it. So definitely apply for scholarships. It's free money, and everybody loves some free money. And most of the time, the scholarships actually go to you instead of going to your campus, like versus different than grants and federal aid. Vice versa, those money goes directly to the campus. So apply for scholarships, because ain't nothing wrong with some money, honey. Ain't nothing wrong with some money, honey. Plan in advance. I wish I did this more my senior year. It was to plan in advance, because I waited the last minute to do a lot of stuff. So plan in advance for homecoming and prom and things like that you're trying to do, or anything senior year. Plan in advance, because you're going to be spending a lot more money, so you want to make sure you can like actually have money instead of going from paycheck to paycheck or income to income, or however way you getting your money. Personally, for me, I worked a lot my senior year, so I always have money. So then when I wanted to spend it, I didn't have to worry about, oh wait, I need to save this for this and that for that. I just can't do that. Like, that's just not in my DNA, so I can't. So I would say definitely plan in advance, because like me, I went through like 5 different prom dates, and like I forgot my prom date like maybe 3 weeks before prom, and not even that. So yeah, like, you need to plan in advance, because something may happen where your money needs to go somewhere else. Plan in advance. Plan in advance. Do not procrastinate. I'm being dead serious. Plan in advance. Period. Last but not least, the last thing I'm going to say is you can do anything that you put your mind to. And if you get knocked down, stand back up, wipe off the dust, and keep going like never ever happened, because people fall all the time. But just because you get knocked down does not mean that you have to stay on the ground. Get back up and try again, even if it means going insane. Keep it pushing, because it's senior year, it's your last year of high school, and high school does not define your life. It's just 4 years of free learning, and now you're going into the adult world. Some people might actually be on their own. Some people might still be in the middle between adulting and still being a child. Like me, I'm adulting, but I'm still a child because I'm still living with my parents and I really don't have any bills to pay. Thank you, Lord. But yeah, definitely don't let life knock you down and keep you on the ground, because you can't be successful that way. And there's this quote that I seen somewhere on Instagram. I believe it was some girl's senior quote in her yearbook, but it was basically saying, I can't complain about the food on my plate when my goal was to eat. I want y'all to keep that in mind. You can't complain about your food when your goal was to eat. So I want y'all to eat, clean y'all plates, and get another plate, because everybody needs to finish their goals and aspirations at any means necessary. So if you have a friend that's keeping you from making your goals, you better tell that friend we not friends no more, because you're keeping me from what I need to do. Period. And that's all I have to say for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you guys all the way to the moon and back, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!